they say the Mahdi has already been born. And the Mahdi is currently alive amongst us, but he is hidden to the masses. So the actual leaders will want to kill him. He's going to flee for his life to Mecca. And the topic is about the Mahdi. So firstly, what is the Mahdi? Secondly, what is the evidence of his existence and characteristics? And thirdly, what are some of the historical controversies that have taken place? The term Mahdi is a title, it's not a name. And it means the rightly guided. From Huda, the Mahdi, that he is guided. He will be guided and he will guide other people. We find a number of traditions about a person. In some of them, his name is mentioned, Muhammad ibn Abdullah. The Prophet ﷺ said, hadith is in Abu Dawood, a man shall come towards the end of times. His name will be my name. And the name of his father will be the name of my father, meaning Muhammad ibn Abdullah. And in other traditions, his description is given. A man shall come with an aquiline nose and a broad forehead. And in other traditions, the time frame will be mentioned. Towards the end of times, a man shall come. In yet other traditions, the conditions of the time are mentioned. The Prophet ﷺ said, there will be a time that is full of injustice and evil, and Allah will send a person who will bring about justice and harmony. So, we learn from this that in the hadith literature, there is this notion of somebody coming towards the end of times. Now, I said there's no explicit reference in Bukhari and Muslim to the Mahdi, but there is implied reference in Bukhari and Muslim. For example, in the Sahih Muslim, our Prophet ﷺ said that when Isa ibn Maryam will come down, your Imam shall be from amongst you. وَإِمَامُكُمْ مِنْكُمْ. The term Imam is used. Scholars have understood this is a reference to the Mahdi. If this is the case, then we learn the Mahdi is going to be a person who is alive when Isa and Dajjal are both here, which means the very end of times. So the coming of the Mahdi is signaling the beginning of the very end, the last final days on earth. This concept of Mahdi in our tradition, by our I mean Ahl Sunnah or Sunnism, it is very clear. This is not a supernatural person with wings, he's going to fly in the heavens. No. He's a normal human being, flesh and blood. He doesn't have supernatural powers. He doesn't have ilm al-ghayb. Rather, he is a righteous human being and a person whom the ummah agrees upon that he should lead them during the time of fitna. There's going to be a time of civil war, a time of chaos, and the ummah shall agree, this is the person who shall lead us. That is the characteristic of the Mahdi. Now, the other group, the non-Sunni group, the major group that is, the second largest group of the Ummah, that group has a very different belief about the Mahdi. And they say the Mahdi has already been born, and the Mahdi for them is the 12th Imam. They have 12 Imams, according to their theology. From their standpoint, they say the Mahdi has already been born, and the Mahdi is currently alive amongst us, but he is hidden to the masses. He could be anywhere. He could be in this audience. He could be there. He could be here. He is alive and active, helping the poor and performing miracles. And according to them, he has supernatural powers. He knows ilm al-ghayb and he can control the creation, and they give him powers that are, from our perspective, not appropriate. Like this is something only Allah Azza wa Jal has, but from their perspective, they say, no, all of the Imams have it, and this is now the 12th Imam who is currently alive, but he's in hiding. And when the Imam returns, he's not going to be born, he's already born. He's going to be zuhur, he's going to become apparent. And he will reveal himself, kashf, he will reveal himself. In fact, in one hadith, in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad, there's a reference that the Mahdi might not even be pious in his youth, and he will become pious when he becomes older. The phrase is, يُصْلِحُهُ اللَّهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ. In one night, Allah will rectify him, which means he was not rectified, which means he might have not been the best person. Then one night or something's going to happen and he will become a very pious person. Then people will begin to respect him, and then people shall eventually say, we want you to be in charge. And then the times and the end of times will happen. According to the other group, the Mahdi is currently alive and hidden amongst us. And the Mahdi, when he comes back, the main purpose for that group is not to fight against Dajjal or no, it's something that is actually awkward to say, and that is, according to them, the Mahdi will bring back the rights of the Ahl al-Bayt and will exact revenge upon those that oppose the Ahl al-Bayt. And if you understand this, then fine. If not, then don't worry about it. Throughout history, more than 40 people, throughout all of history, we know of at least 40, there are more, I'm sure, that have claimed to be the Mahdi. Okay, you know the Mahdi movement of Sudan, right? The Mahdi movement, they're still around to this day, are they not? Yes, there's still a group in Sudan. 150 years ago, somebody claimed to be the Mahdi in Sudan, and he fought the British. And for a while he was successful, then the British completely, decimated his followers, but the group remains, and he claimed he was the Mahdi. And there is a movement to this day, they have a leader, they consider him to be the Mahdi. In India as well, I don't want to be too explicit, but there is a group, some of you know it, and they have a Mahdi. They're in the tens of thousands. I have met one or two of them myself. They're in the tens of thousands, and they have this. In 1979, a person by the name of Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Qahtani claimed to be the Mahdi. Now, in one hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud, it mentions that the Mahdi shall be given bay'ah in front of the Kaaba, between the Rukn and the Maqam. So between the Maqam Ibrahim and the door of the Kaaba, basically, the Mahdi will be given the oath of allegiance. This is in a hadith in Abu Dawud. Okay? In a hadith in Sahih Bukhari, it mentions that, not by name, because remember, Bukhari and Muslim don't mention the Mahdi by name. But it mentions one of the signs at the end of times is that a righteous man shall flee to Mecca, and the armies will be sent against him to kill him. And Allah Azza wa Jal will cause the earth to open up and destroy all the armies, and the man shall be protected. Now, our scholars say, this is the Mahdi. The hadith does not say Mahdi, but who else can it be? And this is the predominant position, that one of the signs of the Mahdi is that the people will choose him as a leader. The actual leaders will not like the guy. So the actual leaders will want to kill him. He's going to flee for his life to Mecca. He doesn't have an army. The armies of the Muslim kings, they're going to be, in Sahih Muslim it says, 3 sons of a king are going to fight for power. And the Kaaba is going to be center. So these are all predictions towards the end of times. So in Sahih Bukhari it mentions that the earth shall open up and Allah will destroy the armies that are sent against the righteous man. The righteous man, who can he be other than the Mahdi? So in 1979, somebody compiled all of these ahadith and wrote a Hollywood drama. Astaghfirullah, this person mentally deranged. He said, let me hold the Kaaba hostage, and let me do all of these ahadith, and Allah Azza wa Jal will send His hidden army, and the earth will swallow up the army of this government, and I will be safe. And so, if you know what happened, on the 1st of Muharram in 1400 Hijri, auspicious new day, he locked up all of the doors of the Kaaba. He took his 550 people with armed machine guns hidden and whatnot, and they held the Kaaba hostage. They held the Imam of the Haram hostage. They took the microphone and they announced the Mahdi had come. And the man is quoting the hadith of Abu Dawud. The Prophet ﷺ said that the Mahdi will come and he will be given bay'ah between the Rukn and the Maqam. And here he is, and all of you come and give him bay'ah. You do not take a hadith and make a Hollywood drama out of it. It happens. You do not expedite it. But they thought this is their job. Of course, hundreds of people were killed. Innocent Hujjaj were killed. For the first time in 1,000 years, Tawaf stopped around the Kaaba. For 2 weeks, the Kaaba people did not visit it because of their hostage holding. And the army had to attack, and things happened back and forth. Inside the Kaaba, inside the Haram, machine guns fighting one another, people died, bloodshed, electrocution, chemical warfare. And of course, the supposed Mahdi was killed in this battle, and all of his followers were executed and were captured alive. And clearly he wasn't the Mahdi. There was no earth swallowing up an army, whatnot. you don't play games with the Sharia. You don't put yourself, I am the Mahdi. No, it doesn't work that way. In fact, one of our scholars said, anybody who claims to be the Mahdi disqualifies himself from being the Mahdi.